Perfect, 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 perfect.
It's good.
What the French toast is there to think about?
This is your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again. As y'all always know, it's another one. You know, hey, yeah, so I got this one from Manosphere Highlights Daily. I've been following this page now for quite some time, and he always have, you know, some of the greatest events going on out there. I'll put it that way. You know, but this is a real thing. It seems to be that female prison guards are, you know, getting busy with the inmates at high rates around here.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Hey, you know, I'm just being honest out there. Just being honest. So, you know, yeah, we're going to dive off into it. You know, of course, you know, we putting these quarters, nickels, and dimes in at all times.
She found somebody that paid her a lot of attention, gave her compliments, made her smile. He'd be at her desk all the time. He'd have her laughing. Like, you know, and it's just like her eyes would glisten. She would be genuinely happy.
Guarding facilities overcrowded with inmates.
I don't think they think of the consequences, whether it's going to last, or I don't even think they think that far down the line. I think they go with the emotions.
Ms. Gonzalez is overheard saying, quote, "I took a chance because I was so vulnerable and wanted to be loved, and now I am carrying his child. Why not give him a child as far as giving him some kind of hope," end quote.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Shout out to Mr. Delgado for this video. This is his message. Why female prison employees may risk having sexual relationships with inmates. And he provided the link to the video. Mr. Delgado, salute! This video is pure gold. It's from a 2015 ABC News video, and it contains some great red pill information.
So before we get off into it,
And what the French toast is there to think about?
before we really get off into it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, this is going to be lessons that need to be learned. This is going to be an understanding of basically also female nature. Now you got to think about this too. And in a roundabout way, you know, the thing of it is that, you know, these men, and they're locked up, they tensed all the time. They're at a high rate of their, you know, masculinity level. I'll put it that way, because they have to be on guard at all times. They're in their like barbaric state, almost technically. And if we know anything about how some of these women even move out here on the streets, real talk, they like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
And what the French toast is there to think about?
they like that shit out there. So, you know, but at the end of the day, though, you know, the average dude that's walking around, he's not on guard like that every day. Not like how you would be if you was locked up. Not like that. So he's not operating at such an intense level of masculinity, because he, you know, men in there, it's really about survival inside. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to be at your best height of masculinity in that joint, or else you gonna get got, like, seriously out here.
We just have to share this. So without further ado, let's get it. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do. Because we many.
Hold on.
Good evening. A new warden and new security measures were announced today at the prison in upstate New York from which those two murderers recently escaped. But these changes may not be enough to put an end to a dynamic that allegedly played a central role in the breakout: romantic entanglements between male inmates and female staff.
entanglements.
This is much more common than you may think. Here's my Nightline co-anchor, Juju Chen.
With her hands in cuffs and her head down low, Joyce Mitchell walked into court to face the consequences.
I've gone over.
Okay, now hold on here. Hold on. You know I gotta do it. Now, let's just go here now, because when dudes be locked up, especially long periods of times now, you know what I'm saying? Something like that look tremendously great out here, but hey.
You old fish-eyed fool.
Hey, just keeping it real now. Just keeping it real. Now we gotta think about this too. Now this chick ain't just, she ain't Maria Shriver or Taylor Swift round this motherfucker now. I'm just
the charges with Ms. Mitchell.
The 51-year-old prison seamstress arrested last month on charges she helped two convicted killers escape from a maximum security prison. Men she allegedly romanced behind bars and met for sex reportedly up to 4 times a week. How easy?
Oh wow, they was banging her out.
So what the French toast is there to think
They was
about?
banging that old thing out. They was sending her home with so much confidence. I'm talking about her confidence level was at an all-time fucking high. For real though. Hey. Her confidence level was at an all-time high out there.
It would have been for the two of them to have sex in that Taylor's room.
Easy. When we left for lunch and they stayed back, nobody's there.
Eric Jensen was incarcerated with Sweat for 9 months back in 2012 at Clinton Correctional Facility. He claims he saw firsthand the flirtation that started in the prison tailor shop.
She found somebody that paid her a lot of attention, gave her compliments, made her smile. He'd be at her desk all the time. He'd have her laughing. And it's just like her eyes would glisten. She would be genuinely happy that he was paying attention to her.
You're thinking that she looks love-struck.
Exactly. But we had a joke. It was like that was his boo. That was his girl. She'd bring him like barbecue chicken, spare ribs, things that were cooked on like her home grill.
And she was allegedly bringing Sweat more than comfort food.
She had taken the hacksaw blades, placed them into a hamburger.
Whoa.
Yo. She was on it. She said she gonna do anything for this cat out here. She gonna do it. And see, these are the things that lead women down the wrong paths as well. You know what I'm saying? This man is already inside. We don't actually know what he's inside for. Hopefully they tell us. I hadn't seen the whole thing through. But, yeah. And we were actually find out, you know what I'm saying, like what he actually is locked up for. Because let's just keep this 100 out here. You know what I'm saying? Man, she could be dealing with a true psychopath dude or something. You know what I'm saying? And trying to help him escape to go do psychopathic shit again. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Man, we got to watch this type shit. This shit is dangerous. This is dangerous right here. For women to be in these positions right here and be able to do this. This is dangerous.
Whoa, wait a minute. So the prisoner pulled a sneaky move, getting the female guard to fall for him. Not just for some punani action, but also making her an accomplice in potential violence against others. It's wild how these things turn out, right?
The married mother of one has pleaded not guilty to all charges, but if the allegations turn out to be true, it wouldn't be the first time a female prison employee fell for the charms of a male inmate.
Sexual misconduct involving an inmate.
13 female corrections officers.
Prosecutors say the two were in love.
In fact, government reports indicate that more than half of all sexual misconduct cases are committed by female workers.
Woo! Now that's a lopsided stat. Remember this video we did on the female ex-prisoner? Check this out.
Girls aren't gay around, pretty much. I don't know if it's like boredom or what, but everybody gets down, pretty much. I mean, there's a few that are like, no, I don't swing that way, but.
What about women that were married?
Married women around in there too. It don't matter, for real.
Pure gold.
I chose Wix for my business because of its...
Hey, pure gold in the joint. Like you said, It's crazy, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, they got the numbers on this already. This was not a major news story. You know what I'm saying? ABC for no reason. ABC is a huge network. They're not gonna just, you know, do a story like this that could, you know, blow pretty much the prison system out the water.
What the French toast is there to think about?
You know what I'm saying? Or just put the spotlight on something like that. You know, hey, that's a huge thing to do. That affects money, all types of stuff dealing with the prison system. You know, because of the way things move. You know, it's a lot of money that go in and out that way. You know, these women be bringing in a lot of things other than just what, you know, she tried to bring in to him. You know, little hacksaw stuff like that. Women be bringing in real stuff up in there. Them cats be up in there making money low key.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
You interrupt that, and then you also interrupt the large corporations that own set prisons and things like that from the way that it's operated on the inside. So yeah, it's a lot of money get affected when shit go down and women get busted. Hey, yo.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Years working as a New York City corrections officer before retiring in 2005. She says it's possible to become attached to inmates you see day in and day out.
That's basically our second home. And if they don't have anybody at home, or if their man is not treating them right, and then they come to work and this man is full of compliments and just telling them he loves them and he done sucked them in. Once you get sucked in and you not think you know it's wrong.
Knowing it's wrong is exactly what turns these women on.
Inappropriate relationships at the center of these high-profile cases.
Female corrections officers having sex with inmates.
In 2013, a Baltimore inmate and notorious gang leader impregnated 4 prison guards, the women helping him run a drug ring inside the prison wall.
He impregnated not 1, not 2, but 4. Oh my goodness. You can't make this stuff up.
A female federal prison guard in court today charged with having an illegal affair with an inmate.
In 2014, New York prison guard Nancy Gonzalez was sentenced to a year and a day after getting pregnant by a cop killer she was guarding.
13 sex sessions that we know of.
Earlier this year in Oregon, 2 prison workers, Brett Robinson and Jill Curry, admitted to sneaking an inmate out for sex. Both women now on the other side of prison bars. It's behavior that Jansen says is rampant.
Did you ever have a female guard hit on you?
No, I never had a female guard hit on me. I had a female nurse hit on me.
What did she do?
She wrote me a letter stating that she would like to get to know me better. And I'm not gonna lie, I wrote her back.
Do you think if you had pursued it that it could have turned into something?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Emerging as stronger job candidates, there are now more women working in the prison system than ever before.
See, hold on. There goes the money. There goes the money. Now I'm coming at this also from a money angle. Not just, you know, these chicks out here lusting for the hyper masculinity that goes on inside the prison, because it has to happen that way in order for men to survive in there. I'm sorry. You know, as a man, you gotta get your male frame up in that joint.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Not just talking about physical, I'm talking about mentally everything to survive in that motherfucker on a daily basis around a bunch of crazy ass other men. You know, so yeah. And you have to be at that hyper, basically almost toxic masculinity, which is toxic basically. You have to be at that hyper toxic level. Yeah. Ain't no need to run around it, you know what I'm saying? That's my bad. Ain't no need to be around the bush with the shit. Yeah, you have to be that shit in order to survive in that joint. And yeah, women are turned on by that. You know, you have to think about the primal instincts of where we actually come from as creatures on this planet. We came from a very super toxic background. We was fighting saber-toothed tigers and a bunch of other shit in the past as human beings, and we still have that DNA and that all those issues within us. It's no way that you're alive today and your ancestor didn't stay alive in order to keep the blood going to keep you alive, to get you to be alive. Like It's just impossible to me sometimes the way people think. And it's confusing too, to a degree. You know, like if you're blessed enough to be alive now, your bloodline didn't just magically appear on this planet 400 years ago or some shit like that. Your bloodline goes back millennia, all the way to the primates damn near. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happened all them millions of years ago or whatever, hundreds of thousands of years ago, whatever happened back then, you are here. You have billions of ancestors in history.
So what the French toast is there to think
You have
about?
billions of ancestors that survived throughout history to get to this point to where you could be alive. So don't be a dingbat out there. I don't understand how people don't know this. This is actually, you know, like just is how it goes. What you thought your ancestors was brought to this planet from another fucking planet 400 years ago or some shit? Like your blood is millions of years old. Your bloodline is millions of years old. Now, yeah, have we lost the information throughout the years? Like, yeah, of course. It's a lot of information that got lost. Shit that got crossbred too, low key. It's been crazy throughout history.
Women are more likely to have those educational skills. You have to pass background checks. You can't have a criminal record. And again, that plays in women's favor.
So these are quote unquote good girls that are supposed to be going and doing these jobs at these prisons. Okay. Background clean, good record, stuff like that. That's what you would think to be a decent person when they get good background checks, good credit score, this and that. You would think that these people are up and up citizens. But you know, hey, sometimes shit happens. You know, for real.
2001 and 2007, the number of female corrections officers in male facilities has jumped from 24% to 40%.
You see, this is what you get with affirmative action and gender quotas. People who are better qualified may be overlooked in favor of those who meet diversity or gender targets, which can put many people at risk, as you can see in this video. Equal opportunity, yes. Equal outcome, hell no.
Guarding facilities overcrowded with inmates.
I don't think they think of the consequences, whether it's going to last or.
Now, my stands on that too with what he just said as well. I like to add on this factor too. Also, due to the fact we have a lot of men that, you know, for some reason, you know, yes, especially in the black community, because it's a lot of those jobs that will be open to black men if we had, you know, great backgrounds and things like that. It's a mass amount of black men that don't have the background in order to get those types of jobs as well. So I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying you can't, but it is a certain amount of black men that can't get those jobs. But, you know, of course, they may have done something when they were younger, turned their lives around, and, you know, it just is what it is. But yeah, and that also stops the room for actually, you know, weeding out what need to be qualified for on paper versus who actually needs the jobs. I mean, you know.
I don't even think they think that far down the line. I think they go with their emotions.
Q&A is like an assistant.
Well, hey, commercials is part of it.
Emotions. That's the female experience.
The problem starts when the relationship turns personal and there's a shift in power, like what allegedly happened to Mitchell, who helped the two convicts escape.
Now watch that. Did you hear what she just said on that report right there? Hold on, we're gonna go back because that needs to be heard. That does need to be heard. Pay attention to exactly what she said, the way that she said this. Now. Hold on, I'm not talking about her.
That's the female experience.
Hold on.
The problem starts when the relationship turns personal and there's a shift in power, like
a shift in power.
What the French toast is there to think about?
Because the powerful will always lead the weaker. And who's the weaker vessels allegedly on this planet? It's the woman. The man that she likes is going to be powerful, more powerful than her. He's going to have the power over her, things like that, because she's going to automatically give that to him. So now, by him being more powerful than her, even if he is an inmate, he's going to dominate over what her thinking is. And her thinking level is going to allow him to do so because she wants this innately. Let's just keep going.
Like what allegedly happened to Mitchell, who helped the two convicts escape for 22 days.
Right.
I understand prisons run on a delicate balance, and having a good relationship between guards and the inmates is important. But there's a line, and when the line is stepped over, then action has to be taken.
How easy is it for a prisoner to have sex with a female corrections officer?
Oh, it's real easy.
Why?
It's so rampant in the system that the supervision and the fraternization, they cancel each other out. So it's like free reign. You can do whatever you want.
What kinds of things did you...
Hey, she around all them men with the hormones, and she's smelling them.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
She's smelling them pheromones. She like, screw this shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what them fools up in there showing her and shit like that, doing to her and stuff, low key, turning her ass on. You know, and either she got a dude at home or she don't. You know what I'm saying? She dealing with outside world problems. All he want to do is just bang her out.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Yo, I'm telling you, the lesser of two evils.
Did you see during your time behind bars?
Oh, I've seen women coming in and having sex with inmates in county jails and state facilities, downstate.
COs.
Corrections officers, correct.
Inmates like Jensen say there are plenty of blind spots in prison, far away from cameras and prying eyes, making it extremely easy for willing partners to sneak away for sex. Romantic rendezvous in hidden corners.
I want you.
Like a scene straight out of the hit prison drama, Orange is the New Black.
The sex occurs, then that also points out that there are other huge institutional failures in terms of supervision and oversight. And that is so very clear in this incident involving the prison in New York.
We now know that before the prison break, Mitchell was investigated for her alleged improper relationship with Sweat, but no action was taken for lack of evidence. Now she's facing possible prison time, and this week, 12 more staffers have been suspended indefinitely.
In every state, all 50 states, sex with someone in custody is a crime. It's like having sex with somebody who's underage. It's a strict liability offense.
Why would a woman jeopardize her entire livelihood for a relationship with an inmate? Bottom line is straight up stupidity, because you're putting yourself in jeopardy.
The same goes for modern marriage with these laws. It's foolishness. As Bill Burr said, if you go skydiving and they tell you that half of the parachutes won't open, you would say, F that, I am not going. Compared to men, women do not control their emotions as well, and therefore are less likely to perform well in leadership positions. The data and statistics say it all. Burnouts, antidepressants. How can you be a prison guard if you are susceptible to temptation from prison inmates? I mean, these numbers are ridiculous.
But it's an offense that's rarely brought to the attention of authorities.
Why do you think it was never reported, any of the infractions that you saw?
If somebody would have reported it, you would have been labeled a snitch. And in that facility, you don't want the snitch label. You would have been stabbed, you would have been cut, you would have been beat up, disfigured, and then you would have been shipped out of that prison.
So, yo, that basically sums that up.
What is there to think about?
Real talk, understanding what I was talking about having the toxic masculinity that you need to survive in a enclosed area like that with other people, with other men that are, and we know as all men, you know what I'm saying? Listen, look, it comes to a point we have attitude and we get shit, we will snap the fuck out. if we feel disrespected or anything like that. So, yeah, it just is what it is. We can't sit there and just, try to be like fools with this situation. Yeah. Them women up in there, you know what I'm saying, do not need to be in those positions. It's a danger to not only the infrastructure of the prisons, it's a danger to the outside too. Because, like what she say, I mean, what happened here? This woman helped these dudes escape for like 22 damn days. Or something like that. They could have did anything in that time.
What the French toast is there to think about?
They could have off more people. All types of dangerous stuff, and man, we can't allow that to keep happening. It is what it is, and I definitely need to say, like, yeah, it needs to be put to a stop immediately. If she not able to handle that job, then yeah, she needs to be removed. You know what I'm saying? And the same for the female prisons. Real talk. I'm pretty sure that shit goes on up in there too. For real though, at decent numbers. Okay numbers. Cause what I'm saying, be honest with you, like most men that got their head on straight that do jobs like that, they not finna risk that shit for no dingbat. They know she a dingbat for real though. I'm just being honest out here. But it is what it is though, man. Hey, shout out to all my subscribers. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, and hit that bell. Hit that bell that you be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
And that, my friends, is the bottom line.
that, my friends, is the bottom line.